Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another anime first impression video. Just coming out of the gym again, so oh gosh, I'm a bit tired. I am trying to get a healthier lifestyle, not just for me but for my kids, to be honest. So anyways, that's why I look like this, and I'm in the van because I am traveling. So I am not nearly close to home at all, about 6 hours away, so I won't be there until later this Sunday. So you probably won't see videos off the van until probably Monday or Tuesday. So I do appreciate all the patience and love that you guys show the channel for this. Before anything, this is going to be on a series called Ameku MD Doctor Detective. It does have several genres to it, but I'm gonna just summarize it down to mystery slash medical. And I want to be honest, I've never seen a lot of medical animes. That's what makes this one a little bit more unique, I guess. There's a lot of like isekai, healer type of animes and series, but never like a doctor doing his job, figuring things out, saving people's lives, so on and so forth. And we see that in this episode, or in this series. Before anything else, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can find me on social media by checking the description below. I am trying my best to release 2-3 videos per day, so keep up with me. For now, the times are all going to be jank. I'm trying to do 6 in the morning, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Central Time, but today it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be all over the place, so just bear with me. I'm trying my best to release as many as possible, but today I will be releasing 3 episodes because I do have 4 to record, and I don't want to release only 2, so I'll be releasing 3. Okay, let's talk about the series Ameku MD Doctor Detective. So Ameku is the main character. She's a little girl. She seems like a little girl, but she's not. She's a doctor. And she basically works in a special division of the hospital that helps detect any other diseases or stuff like that basically the general doctors missed or anything like that. She is the vice director in the hospital, so she's a very important figure to the hospital. I guess let's put that out there. But the episode doesn't start with her. The episode starts with her assistant, who is working in the emergency room. And in the emergency room, they are struggling to figure out 2 different cases. One who's a little boy, he has diarrhea, he has chronic pain. There's like a lot of things that are going with him, like his eyes look bad. So there's things that like the mom says that he's gone to several clinics and they've not been able to figure out what it is. Now, the disease I believe they throw out is lupus, that they believe it is, but because he's not showing all the symptoms of lupus, they can't really say it's that. So they're very much confused of what's going on to him, and that's why they end up there in the hospital. The other case is a older man who just has really bad gut pain. There's not much to it. It's just he has gut pain. I think the disease they believe it might be is just appendicitis, but they're like, there's not really, at his age, we don't think so, but also like the symptoms are not matching for appendicitis either. So they're struggling to try to figure out. It's the assistant and some other girl who's there in the ER, and the doctor shows up. She's very eccentric in her own way. If you ever watch American shows, she reminds me of the character House from the show House. She very is much like that. Like, she knows that she's smart and she knows that she can do stuff, so she's a jerk to people. So she comes in and she's like, hey, you got 18 minutes left for your shift to be over, and then we gotta go. He's like, whoa, I gotta do my job, I gotta save these 2 people. So she helps out and looks at their charts, and then goes and looks at the patients. And through looking at the patients in the charts, she's able to detect what the issue is. Now, she figures out that the mom is giving the kid vitamin A through supplements as well as through blueberries. And she asks her, like, why are you doing this? She's like, well, because I've heard it does good for eyesight. She's like, yeah, I figured. And she's like, and his eyesight hasn't really improved, has it? She's like, no. And she's like, so you started giving him more than the prescribed amount? And she's like, yes. It's like, well, that's the issue. He's overdosed with vitamin A, which too much of something can always hurt you. Like anything too much of something can hurt you. And that's the case of him. He is going through basically, his body is trying to detox, I guess, the overdose of vitamin A, which is why he's in pain. So she sends him to the pediatric side and says that they can do this and this and this to fix him up. Then she goes to the old man, notices him a bit still, checks out some stuff, and then ask him, you ate some small fish today, right? Like a sardine? And he's like, yeah, I had a sardine fresh off the water. He's like, yeah. He has a parasite in his stomach. So she figures it out by like his head, like he uses a cap and a hat, but he's too old. He has a cane, so he's not working. He's doing a hobby, more than likely in the sun, fishing. She's like, and he probably ate something raw, and raw has parasites. So she's able to save those two. There's another patient that comes in the ER, and he has a leg bit off, and he dies in the hospital. And the other strange thing about him is that his blood is blue, which is weird. But that's the other strange thing about him. So she gets very, very curious, even though the detectives, police tell them not to do it, even though the president and director of the hospital tells her not to do it. She starts investigating, and this is where the anime of her being a detective actually starts. And she goes into basically figuring out how he got bitten and all that. So she ends up taking her assistant out to an investigation night and finds other detectives there that I guess know her. And she starts telling them, like, that bite is way too big for any domestic animal or any wild animal that could be in the city. It's like, so what was it? And she takes him to a museum where a T-Rex is, and she's like, this is your animal, which is a T-Rex. And I'm like, what? So obviously there's more to it. So maybe they murder him by chopping his leg off through the dinosaur or something. I don't know, but nonetheless, it was a very interesting episode. There is actually 2 episodes out. This is one of the odd animes that always get multiple episodes at the same time at first. This was one of them, and it has 2 episodes out. So if you want to watch them, they're both on Crunchyroll right now, subbed. So go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Out of 10, I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. It's unique. I like it. It keeps you up in your seat. Is not a boring detective. Sometimes detective stories can be boring, as well as medical ones, but this one's actually fun. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think people are gonna be surprised with this one, so go check it out, give them some love, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.